To help you get started thinking about your supported experiment, here's a potential approach. And the key thing to remember throughout this is that teaching has more effect on achievement than any other factor within the education system. And to raise achievement, we really must change how we teach. And only teachers can make those changes, because changing teaching is itself a learning process. And learning, of course, as we all know, requires support, practice, and feedback. And this is hard, and we need to do it together and to learn from each other. So here's one potential way in which we might do that. The first stage is to really explore what we do, taking into account the type and level of learner that we have, their dispositions, their learning preferences, the kinds of courses that they enrol upon. What are the key issues associated with that, and what problems and challenges do we face in trying to ensure success for all? So in doing all of that, we need to begin to explore how we teach now, and then to think about whether there might be alternative approaches, different kinds of pedagogies that we could begin to employ. And this is where our subject mentors and our teaching and learning mentors can begin to help us as we move on to the next stage, which is to plan and experiment. So to help, with the help of one's mentor, to decide on the kinds of changes we might make and to begin to experiment with those new approaches. And what we're seeking to do here is arrive at this third stage of developing and implementing a new approach. And as we've said elsewhere in these materials, that often involves an element of risk. But with the assurance on this module that that is part of a supported environment in which that risk is a calculated one that's done in light of feedback from mentors and with their help and support in order to move on to the fourth and final stage. And in this fourth stage, what we would seek to do is to evaluate what's happened and then to share our findings, and that can entail both celebrating success and learning from and reflecting on things that have worked less well. And that then, of course, puts us all in an excellent position to begin to help others to enter this cycle and to explore their own practices, and in turn to improve upon and develop how they teach. And all of that